Have you ever wondered why the most brilliant minds in history often walked the loneliest paths? Why those who saw the world with piercing clarity often found themselves at odds with it? Perhaps intelligence isn't the gift we've been taught to admire, but something much heavier, more isolating, and paradoxical. Let's begin with a question. If you could trade brilliance for blissful ignorance, would you? The intelligent mind is a paradox. It sees what others miss, connects the invisible threads of existence, and envisions worlds that could be. But here's the irony. The very gift that allows one to see more also magnifies the darkness. To understand more is to suffer more. Schopenhauer himself believed that the intelligent are cursed with a heightened sensitivity to the absurdities of life. They see the cracks in the system, the futility in pursuits others find meaningful, and the terrifying insignificance of existence in an infinite universe. Consider the weight of knowledge. Each new understanding brings not just illumination, but responsibility. The more you comprehend about the world's problems, the more you feel compelled to solve them. Yet simultaneously, you understand how insurmountable these challenges truly are. It's like being given a map to a treasure that's impossible to reach. The knowledge itself becomes a torment. Intelligence is not just an internal struggle, it's a social one. History shows us how society often resents the truly intelligent. Why? Because intelligence disrupts the comfortable lies we tell ourselves. It questions tradition, authority, and the status quo. It doesn't simply ask, "What is?" but demands to know, "Why is it this way, and could it be different?" This disrupts the fragile order we cling to. After all, ignorance is stable. Intelligence is chaos. The intelligent mind operates like a quantum computer in a world of calculators. It processes multiple layers of reality simultaneously, seeing not just what is, but what could be, what should be, and what never will be. This multidimensional thinking creates a peculiar form of suffering, the ability to envision perfect solutions in an imperfect world. Imagine being able to see a masterpiece in your mind, but having hands that can never quite recreate it. This is the daily torment of the truly intelligent. Think about it. The intelligent are rarely celebrated in their own time. Socrates was sentenced to death for corrupting the youth. Galileo was silenced for seeing too far into the cosmos. Alan Turing, despite helping win World War II, was persecuted for his identity. Tesla died alone and in debt, his brilliant mind misunderstood and exploited. And yet, we revere them today as visionaries. Why? Because society doesn't want intelligence in the present. It only appreciates it in hindsight, once it no longer threatens the structure of the world. But let's go deeper. What does intelligence do to the individual? To be intelligent is to live with questions that have no answers. The more you know, the more you realize how little can truly be known. The vastness of the unknown stretches endlessly, and the intelligent mind feels this abyss acutely. Where others see certainty, the intelligent see doubt. And doubt, while enlightening, is also deeply unsettling. Consider the curse of pattern recognition. The intelligent mind can't help but see patterns everywhere, in behavior, in systems, in the very fabric of reality. But this gift becomes a burden when you start seeing patterns you wish you hadn't. You notice the subtle manipulations in relationships, the hidden agendas in seemingly innocent interactions, the cyclical nature of human folly. You can predict outcomes others can't see coming, but warning them is often futile. Like Cassandra of Greek mythology, you're cursed with foresight that others won't believe. There's another paradox. Intelligence isolates. The more you think, the harder it becomes to relate to those who don't. Conversations feel shallow, relationships strained. You speak a language that few understand, and the deeper your thoughts, the lonelier the silence that follows them. Intelligence sets you apart, not as superior, but as separate. And separation breeds loneliness. This isolation is compounded by the burden of emotional intelligence. The truly intelligent often possess not just intellectual capacity, but emotional depth. They feel not only their own emotions more intensely, but they're acutely aware of the emotions of others. This empathic ability, while valuable, can be overwhelming. Imagine feeling the weight of not just your own consciousness, but catching glimpses of everyone else's too. But is intelligence really hated by society, or is it feared? Fear and hatred are intertwined. Society fears what it doesn't understand, and intelligence often appears alien, incomprehensible. The intelligent challenge beliefs held sacred, expose flaws in systems others depend on, and question the very foundations of meaning. To the masses, this feels like an attack, a dismantling of their reality. And so, the intelligent are pushed to the fringes, mocked, ignored, or vilified. Consider the modern world's relationship with intelligence. We claim to value it, yet we systematically suppress it. Education systems reward conformity over creativity. Workplaces prefer compliance to innovation. Social media amplifies simple thoughts while complex ideas are lost in the noise. We've created a world that celebrates the appearance of intelligence while punishing its actual manifestation. Here's where the punishment deepens. Intelligence is a burden because it seeks more. An intelligent mind can never be satisfied. Where others find contentment, the intelligent find an itch, an unrelenting drive to understand, to explore, to create. But this drive often leads to burnout, despair, or even madness. Think of Van Gogh, Tesla, Nietzsche. Were they geniuses, or were they consumed by their own minds? Or perhaps both? The intelligent mind is like a perpetual motion machine that can't be stopped. It analyzes, questions, and creates even in moments of rest. Dreams become complex puzzles. Relaxation turns into philosophical inquiry. Every moment of joy is accompanied by an analysis of that joy, creating a strange distance from the very experience of living. The intelligent mind becomes both the observer and the observed, trapped in an endless loop of self-awareness. And yet, intelligence carries another contradiction. It is lonely, but it craves connection. The intelligent seek others who think deeply, who see the world through the same kaleidoscope of complexity. But finding that connection is rare. Most settle into solitude, not by choice, but by necessity. When they do find kindred spirits, the connection is profound, a meeting of minds that transcends ordinary human interaction. This longing for connection extends beyond individual relationships. The intelligent often feel a deep responsibility to humanity as a whole. They see the potential for what could be a better world, a more evolved society, a deeper understanding of existence itself. But this vision is accompanied by the frustration of watching humanity repeatedly fall short of its potential, trapped in cycles of self-destruction that seem obvious to the observant mind. But here's the question we're left with. If intelligence is so isolating, why do we admire it? Why do we celebrate the minds that shaped history, created art, and revolutionized science? Perhaps because, deep down, we know intelligence isn't just a punishment. It's also a light that burns, yes, but also illuminates. It shows us truths we would never see otherwise. Intelligence is like fire. It can warm or burn, illuminate or destroy. The same mind that can envision solutions to humanity's greatest problems can also be tortured by its inability to implement them. The same perception that allows for the creation of breathtaking art can also make its creator hypersensitive to the world's ugliness. The same depth of understanding that enables empathy can also lead to profound disillusionment with human nature. So, is intelligence a gift or a punishment? The answer lies in the balance. Intelligence is both. It's the torment of seeing too much, feeling too deeply, and knowing too well. But it's also the joy of discovery, the thrill of creation, and the profound beauty of understanding the universe, even if just for a fleeting moment. It's the curse of bearing witness to humanity's darkest aspects, but also the privilege of glimpsing its highest potential. The intelligent live on a knife's edge, constantly balancing the weight of their awareness with the wonder of their insight. They are cursed with vision, but blessed with it too. And perhaps, in the end, it's not intelligence itself that determines whether it's a gift or a punishment, but how we choose to carry it. For those blessed and cursed with this double-edged sword, remember, your struggle is not just your burden, but your contribution to human consciousness. Your questions, your doubts, your insights, they're not just personal torments, but necessary steps in humanity's evolution. Your isolation isn't just loneliness. It's the price of being a pioneer in thought. So, I leave you with this. If you are intelligent, if you find yourself burdened by questions that have no answers and thoughts that isolate you, remember this paradox. Intelligence isolates, but it also connects. It burdens, but it also elevates. It shows us the world's darkness, but also gives us the tools to create light. And perhaps, just perhaps, the struggle itself is not just the gift. It's the very essence of what makes us human. In the end, intelligence might be both our cross to bear and our wings to fly.